to Emmy Lou Books. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing The Wicked King by Holly Black. So I'm guessing that if you're watching this video, you might have read The Wicked King or that you've definitely read The Cruel Prince, but just as a warning, there are going to be spoilers in this video. So if you haven't read The Wicked King, then please be aware of that before going in. I would suggest reading the book, and then coming back and viewing this video once you've read it. Because most of you have read The Cruel Prince and probably The Wicked King as well, I'm not going to go into the synopsis. I'm just going to be saying things that I liked and disliked about the book. I really like the way that the book mixes urban fantasy with high fantasy, because this isn't something that we typically see in a YA fantasy novel, but I really liked that sort of mishmash. It was both in The Cruel Prince and in The Wicked King, and I really enjoyed that aspect of the book. I also really liked the scenes when Jude was underwater. I thought that Holly Black did a really fantastic job of describing everything, and it felt really real and creepy, and I really liked those scenes. Next thing that I really liked in The Wicked King was the writing style. I feel like Holly Black is really good at writing descriptively and not sort of making scenes long and drawn out and sort of describing things too much, but just the right amount. And I really enjoy her writing, especially in The Wicked King. I thought it was really good. I really liked it when Viv, Heather and Oak go to Fairy, and I will be talking a little bit more about Viv on the other side of things, about things that I disliked about the book, but I did really like that aspect. I thought it was really fun to see someone from sort of the urban side of it come into the high fantasy side of it, and I did really enjoy all of those scenes. I also enjoyed most of the scenes with Jude and Cardan. I really like the chemistry that they have together. It's sort of like a love-hate relationship that I do really enjoy reading about. There were some scenes that I didn't enjoy as much, but on the whole, I enjoyed reading scenes of the two of them together. So those were the things that I really liked about the book, and I'm going to discuss a few things that I didn't like as much. They're mostly questions that I have, and we'll start with Viv, soon as I mentioned her with Heather and Oak when they come to Fairy. I didn't really like the character of Viv when they came to Fairy, because she sort of throws everything at Heather all at once, expects her to be okay with it, and then once they arrive in Fairy, she kind of disappears and leaves Jude to look after Heather. I thought that this was quite unlikable and unrelatable as well, because I feel like she obviously loves Heather a lot and trusts her to kind of be able to tell her this massive secret about herself and where she's from, and introduce Heather to all of her family. So I felt like this was a really weird kind of character trait from Viv that I didn't really get. The other sort of theme or aspect of the book that I didn't really understand was Taran. So obviously we learn at the end that Taran is a bit of a dick anyway, but I don't really understand why Taran is with Locke. There aren't really any scenes of them together, so we don't really get to see the development of their relationship or sort of any scenes where they're together at all, where it's just the two of them. And Locke is clearly a really hateful and spiteful person, and it just seems very strange that Taran would want to be with him to begin with. So their relationship, to me, just doesn't really make sense, and it was something that I couldn't really become invested in as a reader. So also, speaking of Taran, I didn't really understand when Jude was attacked by Locke and all of his friends, why she didn't immediately go to Taran and warn her about this. Obviously, they are sisters, and if she knows that Locke is this incredibly dangerous person, I don't understand why she didn't immediately go to Taran and sort of warn her about what happened. I know that she does try a couple of times, but it doesn't really seem like she tries hard enough. And again, I kind of found this maybe a little bit unrealistic, that sort of if you're sisters and you're really close, you're going to want to protect your sister, and I just found this a little bit weird and confusing. So the final thing that I disliked about the book, and it's really something that I've been sort of pondering since The Cruel Prince, is about Jude and why she is so insistent of staying in Fairy. No one in Fairy really 100% accepts Jude for who she is. Her dad or her stepdad treats her like absolute crap. she goes through so much just having to kind of live there. She's constantly having to prove herself, and especially after being underwater for months, kept as a prisoner. If that was me, I would be like, no, that's enough, I want to go home now. But Jude is so insistent that she wants to stay in Fairy, and I don't really understand why. Those are my likes and dislikes of The Wicked King. Overall, I did really enjoy it, even though there were some points that I found a little bit confusing. But yeah, overall it was great. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads, and hopefully there will be a third one because I'll be really interested to see what happens next. So that is it for today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye!